Hi, welcome to Sephra's World. My name is Sephra, and this is my world. And you might notice that I am filming on my cell phone today. I haven't tried a YouTube video on this latest round of phones I've gotten. I got the Samsung Galaxy 8, I think it is, a couple months ago, but I have such a great setup with my new webcam and my headphones and all that I never do videos on my phone. But right now my computer's uploading a million files for my new course I'm launching on Udemy later this month. It's called Life Magic, and I hope you all sign up. And I have 4 other courses on Udemy, from writing horror to reading tarot cards to being a background performer in movies and TV shows. Anyways, that's the commercial over. So today I was thinking about how I've never done a YouTube video on some of my obsessions or addictions. I, like everyone, like normal human beings, there are some TV shows that I have to watch all the time, and it's like watching a train wreck sometimes, some of these reality shows. I watch several reality shows, and for various reasons. So I want to talk today about Sisterwives. I've been watching Sisterwives since it began. I kind of got into it. I think how a lot of us got into Sisterwives was because there used to be a show on called Big Love, and it was a show examining polygamy, but it was dramatization, and you know, it was based very loosely on some real live events with you know, the specific polygamy families that were happening at the time. And then so Sisterwives was launched, and this is the story about Kody Brown and his wives. When the show first began, Kody had 3 wives, and they were courting the 4th wife, Robin. And then over the years we've kind of followed their adventures, and for the most part, you know, I watch it out of curiosity. I certainly think if people want to be polygamous, they absolutely should be. I think, you know, free will, free love, and all that. I do have concerns about children being raised in families of 18 children and stuff. I have my own opinions on population, and, you know, my own personal beliefs when it comes to population is that we each should only repopulate ourselves because the earth is too crowded. So if you have a couple, you have 2 children, and that should be it. I don't think there's any reason to have, you know, 18 or 20 children. But of course, Kody is trying to build a cult or a commune or his own family or whatever. He's trying to create, you know, a new world order or whatever he's trying to do. But of course, as soon as these kids grow up, they're getting away as fast as they can. So much for that idea, Kody. So Kody Brown is the man they're all married to, and you know, love him or hate him, he's the dude. And I've never liked him. I've always thought he was a narcissistic asshole, and I do so even more. I think his first wife, Mary, should have ran the second he said, let's get a second wife. I don't think she's ever been happy having sister wives. I think she would have been very happy just being in her marriage with one man, but because of her religious beliefs, she kind of succumbed to this lifestyle. And then I think when there were the 3 wives, it wasn't too bad because they had their little rhythm going, and they were all living in the same house, and all this stuff was going on. And then the next thing you know, Kody's somehow, even though he has, you know, over a dozen children at the time, somehow he has the time to look for and date a 4th wife. I don't know, you know, I had 2 children. I have 2 children, and I had them 4 years apart because children are a lot of work when you raise them properly. And though I spent most of my child-rearing years alone, they do have a father, and he was involved. And for a while, they also had stepfather, and he was involved. So, you know, I don't understand how you have time to date and add on yet another wife to this circus. Anyways, but that's what they do. This is their calling from God and their religious beliefs and all that. I know that couple of the wives did not like Robin. I do not like Robin to this day. But that's beside the point. So the reason why I'm making this video is because last night was the first night I did not watch Sister Wives. I did not watch it on purpose because I'm angry at it. And yeah, I often get angry and yell at the TV, and it's good therapy most of the time. But now I am beyond disgusted with how Kody is treating this family. And I'm pretty sure what's going on right now is purely for ratings. I can't imagine it's anything but ratings and paycheck for TLC. So over the years, I think we've been following these people for about 10 years now. So over the years, like when we first meet them, they were running away from Utah because they were afraid of getting arrested or something because they're polygamous. So they ran to Las Vegas. And in Las Vegas, after uprooting their children, and their children were really upset because for some reason they decided one day they're going to move, and then like 2 days later they were moving. It was like that. And I guess they were afraid of Kody getting arrested for being a polygamist or whatever. The law was on their tail. Even though, I watch these other polygamy shows and they're all in Utah and no one else is getting arrested. So I think there's a lot more to this Kody Brown story than we'll ever know. So they finally get settled in Vegas. They somehow, nobody seems to work. Yet somehow they build 4 monster homes and raise, 25 kids or however many there are. And like first they're renting all these places while they're building homes from scratch with their shekels from TLC, I guess. And and these are huge homes, and you can look them up on the internet because they're still for sale in Las Vegas. So everyone finally gets settled. They get used to their Las Vegas life. The kids make friends, they're growing up, going to school and stuff. And then all of a sudden, a couple weeks ago on the show, Kody decides that they all need to suddenly uproot their lives in Las Vegas and go to this magical Flagstaff place. I think it's in Arizona. And he gets all the wives going out and look at property. And there's absolutely no reason for them to move. Zero reason for them to move. There's a little bit of allusion to, oh, there was that mass shooter in Las Vegas, so now they don't feel safe. But other than that, like, there's mass shootings everywhere in America. So if you don't want those mass shootings, like, move from the States. Like, that's your... Although we have them here in Canada too. There's mass shootings here. And New Zealand. Yeah, they have them in New Zealand. So that's ridiculous. So obviously there's some reason why Kody has to suddenly get out of Las Vegas yesterday. Like, he's got to be in his bonnet and everyone has to move. And he does not give one shit about any of these children. Not one. He says he wants these children. He keeps making more children, and yet he won't raise them properly. So, there's a couple of kids that are doing really well. They're in high school. It's a privileged time of life where they've worked really hard to earn places in the system, despite being from these polygamous families, which I'm sure they get made fun of every day, but we don't talk about that on the show. And, so some of them have scholarships. They're going to be class president. They finally get on the athletic team they're going to be on, and so on. Like, several of the children had these things happening. And then, of course, there's just the whole, after all that chaos leaving Utah, they're finally settling down, because it takes a long time to settle into a new place. And they're making friends, and they're building lives. They have their class, I don't know if they do after school activities. We can afford them with all those children, and nobody has a job. But, but anyways, the children are very unhappy about this move. A couple of them try to pretend they're happy. You could tell their body language. You don't have to be a psychic or a mind reader. You just got to look at these kids, and you can see no one's happy about this. And most of the wives aren't happy about this. And it's not clear why suddenly we have to move. I think because Robin wants to. Even though Robin keeps saying, I don't want to ever move again, this better be the last move or whatever, but don't even get me started with her. Anyways, so I wouldn't watch last night because I saw in the description of the show that, yeah, they're making their move and they're telling the kids. And that pisses me off because there's absolutely no reason for them to move. At first, he did this big presentation a few weeks ago. He had like the board and handouts and all this crap to try and gaslight the wives into doing his bidding, as he does. And the whole idea then, he's doing all this math, is that they need to pool their money together and cut back on expenses. So if they sell the Vegas homes and go somewhere cheap, they'll, they can downsize their homes and get ahead financially. I don't know. We don't know what they do and what their debts are. We know nothing. We just know they have all these monster homes that are worth almost $1 million each, and and 20 kids, and kids are getting married and weddings are paid for, and who knows? I don't know. I wish they would. I could manifest some of that money they have, because I too would like to just have money for nothing. Anyways, so I'm really upset that he's moving all these children for no reason. And then today I was reading about how not only is he moving everyone for no reason. To get back to the financial thing first. So he gaslighted them into thinking they want to move, and they finally start thinking, okay, yeah, well, maybe, we can save some money and maybe it'd be a good financial thing. And then we find out that it's going to cost even more to live there than it does in Vegas. The houses are going to cost even more than the Vegas houses cost, and so on. So it's actually very expensive to move to this magical promised land that they've picked for. I don't know why they're going there. Mary says it's freezing cold. They're in, and she likes it in Las Vegas because it's warm. Yeah, I'd rather be in Las Vegas than wherever the hell they're going, to the middle of the woods with building their new commune cult, whatever place, so they can brainwash other people. I don't know. Anyways, so then today I was reading about how, because it came up a little bit, because you might recall I said when they left Utah they all lived in one house, and then they added Robin to the family while they were moving, and then in Vegas they each had their own house. But then Kody's been kind of whining and crying in the background about how he wants everyone to be under one house again, on one hand, and yet on the other hand it ruins intimacy. Well, yeah, because you see your husband going off with another wife every night, and that's got to be gross, to see your man knowing he's having sex with someone else. And I'm not cut out for polygamy, so don't even get me started. Yeah, don't even get me started. I already know it's not my bag, but if you could do it, fine, go for it. So then he was talking a little bit to the cameras, to us, the audience, how he's thinking about how he wants everyone under one roof again. And a couple of the wives, they're all like, we're used to having our own space now. I don't think I could deal with sharing again, because I'm now used to my own house, running life my own way, dealing with my kids. So don't forget, and I don't blame them. If I was in a polygamous thing and had my choice of having my own house, I would have my own house too, because then, because you got anywhere from 1 to 10 children, and at least you can focus on what's happening in your own house. You're not dealing with other people's crap and other people's kids, and you know what I mean? You have your safe space, and then you can go open the gate and you see your neighbor who's the other wife or whatever. I thought that was a good idea, that they had their little compound, or there wasn't a compound, it was the end of a cul-de-sac in Las Vegas, but it's really a compound, you know that. So I guess Kody's realizing he's getting old. Don't get me started with, I don't know what's happening with his hair. 'Cause he is a nice looking man, but now I don't know what's happening. He's doing the blue genie ponytail. You can see plugs and roots. Just keep your hair down, Kody. Keep it down and curly or straight, doesn't matter. Just don't do the ponytail thing. It's ugly. It's horrible on you. And I love men with ponytails. Kody doesn't have enough hair for a ponytail. He just looks crazy. So, and I know I'm not one to talk. I'm no glamour queen myself. But he's on TV and I'm not. I'm just on YouTube. Anyways, so I read today how he's secretly sorry, I'm so angry, I'm getting coughing. Now he's secretly building a giant house, and to surprise the wives or whatever, they don't know. Because don't forget, even though I'm reading this in the paper, nobody gets the paper anymore. I'm reading this online today. This is old news, because these shows are filmed months ago, so it's probably already happening, and if I dug a little deeper, I'd probably see what's happening. So he's secretly building a giant house for the wives to all live in, even though as he takes them to the property they're buying, they're each planning their own house, and each are getting like something like 2,000 square feet a home, and they're going to build 4 new homes and all that. That's what the wives are thinking. So I didn't watch the episode last night because I was too angry about the children, and now I'm hearing that it was probably would have been a waste of time to watch that 2 hours, because he's just he's just lying. He's gaslighting them and lying them. They're all going to end up in one big house again. And I think it's disgusting. And I don't know why they're suddenly moving except for ratings. And if I didn't think too highly of Kody before, now I really hate him. I hate him for him dragging these children away from their friends and their scholastic activities. It's hard enough to get kids to go to school and to care about school, to be interested in school. And then if your children are actually doing well and excelling and are rising to the top, getting good marks, making friends, being on teams, being class president, and being recognized, you should let them finish their school and then deal with life. And if you keep having more children, well, that's your own damn fault. It's not our fault. It's not those children's fault that you have a 2-year-old and all that, when, you know, you already had a pile of kids and you didn't need to make more. Anyways, so he doesn't care about the children, and he doesn't care about his wives. He just wants to build the Kody kingdom up in the mountains of, where is it, Arizona or wherever, Flagstaff. And yeah, so I didn't watch the show last night. I may not watch it again. And I know the viewer ratings won't count on me because nobody cares what I watch, but I'm just voicing my discontent that this is now child abuse, what he's doing to these children, yanking them away for absolutely no reason. The only thing I can think is the law might be on his ass about maybe he owes some money, maybe he's a gambler and he owes the casinos and some mobsters. I don't know anything. I'm kidding about that. I'm sure, you know, because he's a religious dude, he probably doesn't go to the casinos, but you know, and there's the little odd side talk about jobs, but what does he do? Maybe, I guess he buys houses and flips them. I don't know. And then, you know, the couple of the women have online stores. Well, I think some of us have online stores, and like you're not paying for a 2,000 square foot house with 14 children with your online sister's closet store, no matter how famous you are. You know, maybe if you're a Kardashian, but I can't imagine that all their little religious friends are keeping them paying those huge mortgages. And I know Mary used to have a job long time ago, but when they left Utah, that was it for that. And I think Janelle has something, like she's an accountant maybe. I don't know. That's all a mystery. If you know things, tell me in the comments. What do you think about the Sister Wives show? Do you think it's cool that Kody's building a giant house behind all the wives' backs, and they all are going to drive up there thinking they're going to see their 4 beautiful homes, and they're just going to see one big castle that they all have to share? Do you think it's okay that he's just ripping those kids out of school for no apparent reason that we can figure out? Anyways, let me know in the comments. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.